Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Investigamer, and I have a quick question for you. Do you remember the PlayStation 4 announcement conference? It seems like so long ago now, but in reality it was a mere 10 months ago. One game they showed off that had many viewers puzzled was Knack. It looked like a Pixar movie in the form of a game, and many people cried out, "Hey, that one's colorful! What a change from today's hardcore norm! Surely this game will take me back to the days of playing Sonic the Hedgehog and other childhood classics." Yeah, I get sick of colorless gritty shooters too, but people seem to forget that while we do get mediocre hardcore games sometimes, we also get fresh and enjoyable ones. And you know what? Colorful adventure games are no different. Sometimes they're inspiring, and other times they're a stinky pile of launch title feces. As you will quickly discover over the course of this review, Knack is in the latter category. I really don't want to get started with this review, but I guess I have to. This is Knack. I'm not even gonna bother talking about the visual appeal of Knack, since it doesn't really exist. You have eyes, judge it yourself. Unless you're blind, you'll probably come to the same conclusion as me. I'm guessing DreamWorks sent their rejected character mock-ups over to Sony, and Sony gave it to Mark Cerny, and he said, "Fuck it, gotta make a launch game out of something, right?" And yeah, I know, the particle effects look so cool. How fucking impressive. Yeah, I spent $65 and I get a PS4 tech demo of how many little orbs they can fit on screen. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thankful that money was well spent. But even the particle effects have a major drawback. I'm not sure how noticeable it'll be in these clips, but once Knack is big enough, his attacks can actually drop the frame rate significantly. Really, PS4? You can't handle some friggin' particles? Fantastic start for the next generation of gaming, Sony. Anyways, on to a more substantial subject, the story. Oh, if you thought the visuals were bad, well, they still are. But the story is the main reason I loathe this game. Let's see, where to begin? Knack has no personality, nor do any of the supporting characters. None of their motivations make any goddamn sense. They don't respond realistically to anything that's happening. The orcs are cartoon characters of cartoon characters. The moral messages behind the game aren't addressed, and in fact, might as well not even exist since the game couldn't give a fuck less what they are. The animation and movements of the characters are even less realistic than their stupid ass motivations. The conflict is silly, the resolution is silly, both the protagonist and antagonist are silly, and the game as a whole is goddamn silly. Fuck being a game for children, this is a game for people who think 2 + 2 = 5. And you know what? The mechanics have the same level of nonsensical behavior. No, seriously, they are frustratingly unconventional. It's really hard to explain, but I will do my level-headed best. The main issue is that you can never tell when it's safe to attack an enemy. Most enemies don't have any kind of threat indication. In some games, enemies move a certain way when they're about to attack, so you know they're going to. An example of this would be a guy pulling his hand back before a punch. And in this game, enemies attack on a dime, and they always are given attack advantage. So sometimes I'll be in the middle of an attack, but they'll hit me first, and there was no indication that their hit was even coming. It's infuriating. Another problem is that you never know what your attack reach is since your character is constantly changing shape. And the most effective way of hitting someone, the Sonic the Hedgehog attack as I've affectionately called it, because, well, that's what it is, it deals much less damage than normal attacks. Then there's the super moves. Hey, look at that, those are pretty cool, right? But you know what the problem is? You never get to use them. I could go through a second puberty in the time it takes to charge up for a single one of these goddamn things. Disney could not have made a worse animated tale if they fucking tried. This game is a mark against Ratchet & Clank, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter, and any other animated character that's ever been tied to Sony before. This game gets a 2 out of 5, and that is being extremely generous. I am ashamed to have been a part of it in any way, shape, or form, and I urge you not to give it a try. And if you ever buy a PlayStation 4, do not pick it up. Just ignore it. There's other games coming out. Just get those. This is one you gotta skip, even if it is an exclusive. Just don't. I'm the Investigamer. Never trust the crowd, only the investigation.